into their own country another way.
So the Most High came to the wise men in a dream and told them, do not bring this child to Herod. Herod is going to kill him. Right? Now, Christ is a newborn right here. Follow me. Read the 13th through the 15th verse.
Verse 13. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Most High appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt.
Flee where?
Flee into Egypt. And be thou there until I bring thee word.
So he had to actually hide amongst the Egyptians. Read.
For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him.
Because Herod was seeking to destroy this young child. Go ahead.
Verse 14. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night, and departed into Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, Out of Egypt have I called my son.
Out of Egypt have I called my son. That was written of in the Old Testament, that he would call his son out of Egypt. Now, I'm examining this, and now I understand that Joseph was warned by an angel to go into Egypt and stay there until Herod actually dies. Right? So this is going to give us a time period now. Go to Matthew 2 and read the 16th verse.
Verse 16. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem.
So this guy, this tyrant, this evil tyrant, went on a genocide program and started slaying all the children 2 years old and back from the time he told the wise men to go find Christ. Now imagine what's going on with the mothers here. This criminal. He's killing all the man-child from 2 years back in hopes of killing the Savior, knowing that the Savior is going to bring an empire back to his people. Now check that out. But yet the Roman Catholic churches is telling you they're coming for Christ. They can't wait for Christ. Right? You ready? It says, Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceeding wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that are in Bethlehem, and all of the coast thereof, from 2 years old and under. Read.
According to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men.
According to the time he diligently inquired of the wise men to go find Christ. So now, this is 2 years later now. So according to their calendar, right, we got 4 BC, which is the death of Christ. I mean, with the death of Herod in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Right? You go 2 years back, that would be what? 6 BC according to their calendar. If you go 2 years back. But then you have to go 7 BC because Herod ended up dying a year later after this decree. So that's 7 years taken away from our modern day Roman Gregorian calendar. That's not all. You have an extra year. Instead of going from 1 BC to 0, because it takes a year to get to 0, and then once Christ turned 1, that becomes 1 year AD. They went straight from 1 BC to 1 AD. Take it out another year. You are not in 2010. Go to Matthew 2:19 through 22.
St. Matthew, chapter 2, verse 19. But when Herod was dead,
he died a year later after the decree. Read.
Behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and go into the land of Israel, for they are dead which sought the young child's life. And he arose and took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Egypt. But when he had heard that Archelaus did reign in Judea, in the room of his father Herod, he was afraid to go thither. Notwithstanding, being warned of the Most High in a dream, he turned aside into the parts of Galilee.
He turned aside in the parts of Galilee. Now, when you go into Archelaus, which is the next Idumean ruler, one of the Idumean rulers, under Herod, after Herod the Great's son, this is a year later after the decree, which shows us you got 7 to 8 years, which is taken from the Roman calendar we see today. 7 to 8 years. So we're not really in 2010 at all. We're not in 2010 at all. Okay? Not at all. A matter of fact, when we so-called celebrated the millennium, we was actually in 1992 according to Christ's real birth, or 93, somewhere around that area, 92 or 93, 7 to 8 years. Check that out. So if you take that away from our time right now, we would be somewhere like in 2002 right now. So spring of 2002 was really when our people started to become revived as a people and started figuring out that they were Israelites on a global scale. I'm not just talking about in the United States, because we did a lot of work in the 90s, but nothing is compared to how our people are reviving now in the last days. It's not even in comparison. People, I'm getting email from all over the earth, different tribes understanding who they are, even outside of the board of the 12 tribes we've listed. We have tribes in Asia. We have tribes in different parts of Africa that we didn't even go into. People sending letters I'm getting mass letters of different tribes all over the earth. Okay? So, to deal with the time, we're actually, believe it or not, in around 2002 or 2003. As of this spring, because the new years start in the springtime. Now, what do that do to your 2012? Because the Mayans calendar was really linked in to the original calendar that's close to the